What's up, YouTube fam? How are you guys doing? I am on the road currently. If you couldn't tell, I got the phone just mounted up so we keep our hands at 10 and 2. Anyways, this video was just to kind of set up some quick viewer comment responses, questions and stuff like that in regards to where everything's at. A lot of you guys hit me up and said, where's the KX500? I thought I said it in the last video where the KX500 is. It's in storage. I am waiting on some parts. Obviously, I need to get the timing figured out. I can't figure out if it's a stator plate is not referenced correctly because the inner case, the left hand inner case was changed to a newer style KX500. And I think it changed the stator location for top dead center, and I think that's what's kind of upsetting the whole build on that. So, having said that, I am in a total hold pattern on the KX500. The RM125, that's been another one on topic. The RM125, that is actually... that whole build was done with sponsors, namely Jay Clark from Dirt Bike TV. He hooked up a lot of the parts for that thing, and if you guys haven't seen Dirt Bike TV, or if you don't know who Jay Clark is, make sure you guys stop in, check out Dirt Bike TV. He was a great help on that. But anyways, the graphics are on the bike. 94% of all the parts that need to be on the bike that match the graphics, that are sponsored content parts, need to be on the bike before the bike is videoed, because if you don't have the correct parts on there, they can make some sponsors unhappy. So having said that, that RM is waiting till I get the other parts installed. I do have the parts, and then also my pro rider that's going to be doing the test ride on the bike is going into Supercross, starting January, which is really soon. So he's kind of focusing on Supercross. He's totally ready at any point to do the ride review video on that RM125. So it's coming down to just finalizing the few things of the RM and getting him pinned down to where he can come and do the test ride video for it, and that will be a very nice video, professionally done and everything. Moving on, the 89 RM80 is basically done. I tore off all the graphics. I don't know if you guys didn't see that, but I tore off all the graphics. I just did not like any of them at all, and I went back to just kind of how it looked, kind of OG, and I like it now. That, I think, is the best look for that thing. And Isaac did a ride review, but we want to take it out to the track and do that there. Let's see what else. The motard is basically done. I need to get a special hose that does a 90-degree for the cylinder. I need to get a muffler, a CR 500 muffler that fits that pipe. I need the correct wheel spacers for the rear. The Kickstarter hits the frame, so I need to modify the Kickstarter so it doesn't hit the frame. But largely the KX500 SF is done. The gas tank is still at the fabrication place where I know a lot of people hit me up afterwards and said all you had to do was heat up the tank, boil the tank, and you could push in the bottom of it so it clears the spark plug. I didn't know that till after the fact. And so I cut the bottom of the tank off, in which we are plastic welding or plastic grafting a new bottom piece on with petcock and everything so it can work correctly. So anyways, that's what I'm doing there with the KX500. So have a lot of bikes that are kind of in between on where their completion is. The current project, if you haven't been up to speed with the channel, is the 1988 KX125 Resurrection. Don't want to call it a rebuild because I'm not doing a complete rebuild on it. and I'm definitely not restoring it. So it's kind of a resurrection thing. The rebuild portion, obviously the engine is going to get a full rebuild. Head tube bearings, swing arm bearings, shock pivot bearings, wheel bearings if I didn't say that one already. So it's going to get rebuilt, but maybe not to the standards of what most people would consider a rebuild. But it's getting all the necessary things rebuilt. So that is being done. I ordered some paint, some color matched lime green paint, so I can get the frame sandblasted and then paint the frame properly. And I have an idea photo. I'll send you that right now. Check it out. That's $250, but I want it to look very similar to that. I have enough parts to make it look like that, except the gold rims. But that is a plan for that bike, just in a 125 frame. So I think that's going to be pretty awesome. I think that thing's going to be sick. And then I've already explained the who, what, when, where, why, and hows on the KX, like what we're going to do with it and stuff like that. So now that we're 6 minutes into this, let's get over to the shop, garage, whatever, and I can shant you the situation right now. All right, guys? Well, there she is, guys, and I have to say a huge thank you to Robert Casera for hooking up this new jack scissor lift thing. Anyway, here is the 88. I'm sorry, the lighting's really poor right now. I'm running out of time. Here's the 88. I'm going to start stripping her down, though. It's time, boys. It's time to start stripping her down and making this thing great again. You guys ready? Because I'm pumped. Ready for some time lapse? Oh, first, before time lapse and then do all that stuff, let me show you. If you guys never seen how these jack stands work before, or I don't even know what to call them. I think it's a scissor lift is what they call them. It's by MSR. MSR is not a sponsor of the program, but Robert Casera is, and thank you, Robert Casera. He's a sponsor of the London X program, and I'll show you how this works. As you guys can see how much this thing is going to help the whole breakdown process. I'll just go all the way up with it. Boom. That's all the way up right there, and then there's a locking rod that goes inside of it, so it doesn't droop down on you when you're working on it. But I don't know if you can tell how high up that is. That's freaking awesome. Gets everything up in your face, so you're able to start pulling it apart. And it's going to make life so much easier on this project. So thank you again, Robert Casera. Thank you again. Longtime YouTube backer, watcher, subscriber, and just hit me up and told me, I think this will help save your back on a lot of projects. And indeed, Robert, it has. Thank you. daylight out for the night, but the motor is out. It didn't take much at all, but she's out. So now the frame comes out. Gonna break this thing down completely and send it off to get it media blasted. That's the next step, to get it bare so I can get the new paint up on the frame. And let me just say, I'm glad to get that thing out because I finally have the motor up on the bench now, so I can clearly take a look at what we have to deal with here. Obviously, homeboy put it back together with a ton of Moto Seal instead of using new gaskets, but you know what, he told me that he did that because he wasn't sure if it was compression. Then he found out it was electrical later on, so at least he was upfront and honest with me, and I knew coming into this what to expect. But this is basically the engine as it sits. I'm gonna pull the whole thing apart and just replace all the gaskets. It's not leaking right now, but it was running kind of boogery, as you saw in the video. So it makes me suspect that possibly there is a leaking crank seal or something of that fashion. But Versra is one of the companies that makes a complete gasket and seal kit for this thing. So I'll make sure and get the whole rebuild kit for it, as it has everything in there that I need. So that is the plan as of right now. But so there's some light on me. I think that's all I got for tonight from the Shop Garage Whatever, because I've clearly burnt all the daylight out for the day. Thank you to all you guys who tuned in today. I know this wasn't a huge part 2, but it was something for you guys to watch for the night and to see the progress and just to see what's going on. And then of course, while it's right here, here is the 87 KX125 just kind of stuffed here on the side from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jeff Ward. So here's the bike in action, the number 2. That's pretty cool. So this one I'm gonna go all out on. I mean, completely restore top to bottom, and that one's a whole nother episode, a whole other. So make sure you guys tune in for that one. KX500 SF, as I told you before, is all together. Look who just showed up.
It's Ray!
Everybody loves Ray. Oh, Dick.
Just like everybody loves Chris, everybody loves Ray.
Oh, he's got his pre-runner back. It's a good day for him. Anyways, guys, I'm going to close it down for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I always appreciate you guys stopping by from the Shop Garage Whatever. This is Clint Lund with Lund MX, and I will talk to you soon. I love every single one of you guys. Peace out. Say goodnight, Kawasaki's, because we'll be back. Deuces.